Ghana Water Company, any president of Ghana, no, they should take a serious look at venturing into producing water, bottled water, sachet water, water that we can export to Arab countries, desert countries, and the refreshing waters of the Volta River. Now, you can create no munya so omo nam ho no ma omo ntimi create humanity boys ne say Edgar am say asase no MPP for kra mo break too much e din ni okay
yeah that's pa soprano na ote ne nka no na ene issues mabrobro so no me fan say the center stage no de be fa pa budget no na migidi yesam nyina before budget no what I see yebe rejected last Friday no na obia atie said debate no na se for ekoso ewo emrahye bedwafie na mamemra amega mensha ase ewo so what utie budget no ahyase debate se na enema keka kwa who anticipate say ebe wie ne se de na no fiada ewie
minia ba nyame no kranim ye be fafidi kese so ye de achia etiefo eni ahwefo a omagimre no modi data ehwe yen wo Facebook na machia miami party move for free presidency akukusi constituency level medenchia mo mu nyina ohwe budget ya ye no on the 17th of November na yako parliament ni yako lay budget no na ye siki minority no say omonhwe na omomwa me approve a ye lay ni wie no minority ne sounded the word that the budget would not be passed enti na ekire wo say ekuo bi a omabo mutirimu po na omanya ahoden bi na omopese omode ahoden no ehwe no omde di Ghana fo nyina abro denti na MAAME kanesa denti MAAME kanesa se omahunu se minu ba se yetenase na as MPP yakase yekita majority in parliament na yedada ye ho eye hang parliament na yewo independent candidate na osi one ye be ye adwuma enti emayen slim majority enti no when it started na ebaye no uhwe ya ko person be kanfo ya ye journalist ya emro mo call ho no omuko hia Minister of Finance ebisa ne say ensem one minority kan enu ni na wo adwen kire won say osio wo de atobo ase yenim se ne ye be yom ho adwuma on beto man sasem na okokan ye no omuko fa ba be si ni trase menu kase MAAME moje gina sem ni trimu a chese opekamafu onya
oyidi se sasem no okokan ni nti ne ma oba parliament senka na parliament amamre eda ho no mo se ye present budget wie bia no a ye ma kwan ma finance minister any minority ehia edi nkomo ansana o ma beje budget na tum so we die
MAAME me bombe nsem no chekere ne nkakran de ba na de tie ne se sasem na okokan ye no ema nkrofo bi ebe kan ne se finance minister say obekọ akotop minority for no amoma beto aba man no bia enim ayen kontompo ni ahurudu radasem na ye call parliament hwesane ye MAAME speaker of parliament ni position okita sese no ye won krofo miensa oma handle sa position bia no mo that same situation obi ti say right reverend honorable do ajaho no ye member of parliament no be ye speaker obi ti say current past speaker honorable Michael Kwe no so ye member of parliament no be ye speaker enti wo hwe niya odi famu a ase obi a oba ye na hyase no ye behwe se ne ma nyina be koso yie na wo hwe ne nkasa wo ka matena fie ha enfie 28 years me na me number 2 and number 3 dabi me kura na me number 3 number 2 na osan ka kire say more members of parliament kwa mo wotumi sem betumi etu president na to atwene obi antu
constitution ma o kwa
na me ka say se utwe pani a MAAME se adwen bone ba kura etirimu a pepe wo damfinfin hɔ no wo pre ne nan na ekoba ne sen emra 17th year ye ko ho ba ye nyina attempt to meet the minority say ye be kire budget no ma kire mo na ya capture mo consensus na ye de mo consensus aye adwuma ni nyina no anya adwuma enti coming even to the floor mami omu shia ewo before we na speaker chambers omu ye we ni nyina no all those attempts no was to allow say Nkaombema finance minister kwan kra nanka watumi akọ parliament nanka wakọ akọhwe ensem no na yaka sansem ya ye de koyi aye kokan maame ye kọ no na all those amendment ni explanations ni nyina waye ye do honmo no o se age se ye subject no to voice vote nso aye koyi aye maame no ni yes fo ni kamu kra speaker se wante
no mom there na difference wo it's yeah or throw a question
na ye te ho na yes san ha ye ho
say na mo kan yes say that na to mo so dada no
ye te ho ye we na no fu emu bai o mani abre anopa no ma anidi
o ma didi eti o ma ment wo bo no atumu say yes omu adu fufu no mo kan eti wo bom no ko bi atom kan na yes for na say na mo ye fasting
Mama etino yakoye we ya ekoba ni se yen de yen sem wa ye kani nyina ne yes emremu ukotu constitution no o hwe almost standing order rule 109 ni we no a ekese no mo nso 108 no 138 no o hwe the speaker nso okotweno wo ni Facebook page our de ba ye ya o person kire say na ye 138
majority member ba ko ete majority side ho was no obi te ho
money di mama
yes say one mo na ka say support nka yes man te hwe one na ka say no
na me ka say enti no 138 enti ni di ni sign because yes you person your speaker say minority for no no mo ye 135 not two any parliament ai
wow
eti onu nipa ohun se otekọ na ho ana o kire no obey de you see we hu se de oyeye no watomra enti eye se ope bibia
speaker mo matomra
me na ka kire mama
wow
because obi a watena parliament 28 years na woni mu de no on kire se obi be kire wo de
what prevented the majority say on betena efio then na ma mu pie
mama de ema ye pie no eye nsam because
I remember I was not that day na me tie no keenly because ye bisa kwan say finance minister any minority ebehia and o say we a wo say finance minister any minority ehia can yes and a yes for buy and a no for so e buy and o say no for no and a wini because no na no odin e chen yes no into any my finance minister enkohia.
But that opportunity
about deputy majority leader rezi concern equity 113 or the 113 114 e the challenge speaker ruling no and o see any ye be sign aye na ye beto biem dia e was so be a wonye MP bia wo ye minister wonye MP you have to go out na modem ani bere kwaso ye asie du nkatia wo no te public gallery so e wo no public gallery voting bia nkoso ho modem ani bere ekwaso ya no so ha no nti mu gina so e dey work out no na Ghana fo so e ka se mo ana mu nim mo hwe petetakra mu din hunu se ade nya de beko in your favor e de nya mo sore kare ya ne nguase ya de nya agya fa nyina mu wo na che se mu ni ho e ne ye pass ye. What do you think?
Me I disagree, but you feel say the way a speaker handle issues he could have handled it quite better. And then because budget na ma me ye dey kono so mo ma finance minister kwan emma finance minister bae eba be kire mu absorb wo mo niema na mo de ba no a enkombe hu say even their concerns that they have raised we na explanation further and better particulars of finance minister de ba no they would have seen say they would have been captured in that issue parama amane kwan so more so no enipa no a o work no out no maame finance minister on to me unquote the plenary of parliament without the invitation of the speaker. All the ministers there at that time, they wouldn't have gone in there. And from you saying, say, my man said, on walk out. So one walk out, member marshals na wo parliament no abetro ni out no we felt it was too harsh.
Yeah, homesuka krebi or Emma Mebusia for Yame Adoma Emma Godwin Mahama. Yes, they say all yaji late come a title. Yame Adum Wababa Kans, Godwin Aquaba.
Yeah,
Then bomb to say,
Bacho Boko now.
Yame Adum Boko. Yo, I'm a gato Asumame.
And these are the issues. And you share issues, no. Now you share send ye and your money conwa. Yan your face say uncle ye. But mommy, one thing that we have come to realize. And yet then you more minority side no. We need them. For us to be able to make sure that Ghana ebedi you know, we need them. And you know, we have realized that it is time for us to do serious engagement and then be able to take up the concerns and make sure that Ghana becomes the winner. It is not an individual political party. And that for a fact, we would look into that and ensure that we are, because Mami Usha Emra ye Speaker of Parliament na ayesi etone swaba no na Speaker of Parliament now na we are extra confident that he will win because
that
is what I'm telling you. Say even though
how did you know he was extra confident?
You see, you look at the posture at that time. You look at the time of nomination when NDC themselves was afraid say he said to them, leave that to me. I know. And it tells you that he has been
able.
Why
did he say that?
Mommy, I am putting it to you.
No. Don't put it to me.
Mommy.
This one you can't put it to me, oh.
Mommy.
Because maintain baby floor of parliament and our meeting what
Mommy, when you meet the key NDC people, ask them. Because that extra confidence was there. The reason why you could get 2 of our members at their age.
Now are you saying that your 2 members they can't think for themselves?
Mommy BIAMAH. Mommy can be show. You see, the issue is that
I'll ask you, don't worry.
Godwin. Why you late? Mommy,
don't worry.
What it is that you see, you should be able to know that where you are standing, no, or that extra confidence may say when he was nominated by NDC to go and contest with
Honorable Michael
Quay, no, he knew he was going to win, so he was extra confident by telling NDC caucus say, "Omunyamani because you win," and indeed it happened. I am trying to tell you, say, reaching out to the other half in the house, no, it depends on your ability to be able to communicate and to be able to network on the issues, because that is where it stems from. Besine, asunipa mienua, omudi is abrono. We have not been able to even identify them. But then the fact of the matter is, from where I am coming from, no, it tells us that you need both sides of the house, at least some of the members, to be able to come in sync with you, to be able to move your policies forward. And that is where I stand in now, that the leadership of Parliament should now realize that we don't have an overriding majority in Parliament.
As a leadership, no, both parties, both sides. They would have to come together to build that consensus.
Currently, the majority working arm in Parliament a follow on MPP, no, we have an extra mandate to be able to reach up to the minority caucus, no, to ensure that policies are no, we'll be able to have a consultative meetings with them so we can come on a common ground and then be able to get it through. That is where we stand. And then, Oko Parliament say, yeah, you could see that there are several meetings going on with the finance minister and nobody is on the floor of Parliament. Because all these meetings are going on and then it has to go on until such a time that we would have reached a consensus and then we can all come back together and make the budget work.
Meda say Kafu Kujo a mega NPP National Communications team member and Ote say Orisa Egumusano. na mamemra menua bema Sylvester Sapon soprano ono also a director of communications or that is it CPP yeah CPP party no ano soprano memo akwaba
yeah menua ba
the akwaso eya onwanwa p concerning the budget
there be menua ba first of all no ka menfa opportunity Ghana for especially the unemployed youth ene womo a omotifi omunye adwuma nyina ma omukunu nware ne memo omo yere no ma omukunu nya adwuma nya omo esresre omo 5 series gare ne adua sika no ene mema omo so omo yere esresre omo sika da bia because adwuma ni ho ana ya pam na adwuma because CPP no yen we feel say sa back and forth na ekoso of parliament no kra no se bi omo di dwan asum enye di ehia yen no de pen ye adwuma na oba me banano enwum awie metie na metie na meteke mu na metie ena na metie say we play video clip bi voice clip bi na honorable Ablakwa Akujetu and he was talking about accountability the president no afro airplane to omo accountability as part of negotiations no okay na me say good so but obati o sisi ayedi budget na hon komo so na me pese me remind o say me twam 40 years ever since I won wo krom ha no every year budget bia you read no Ghana for omo life worse off that is idea bia o say yedi kan establish so na say wo hwe budget na omo read no day in and day out no no, I'm not going to sit here and talk about parliamentary maneuvering in econo. Essentially, so far as from where I sit, what I'm seeing is the NPP and the NDC are negotiating the best way that will benefit the budget. Fine, maybe a benefit Ghana for, but primarily, it seems to me, listening to the Speaker of Parliament and the post channel, say they seem to want to use a confrontation among Minister of Finance to settle a certain score with the executive branch of government. Say they be members of the parliament and our legislative arm omo benya sika more essentially and also omo benya ade be mo ho ato more sa anyama na ye di sika na ye
niema be benefit wo
primarily that is my understanding. I mean and I'm interested in America sir. So now about you Honorable Akujetu is obsessed with the president's aeroplane, flight, and that's fine. That's fine. But me say the real problem Ghana no, and your president in aeroplane no, and members of parliament omoji $28 million ekoto Lazarus Castle, and you know, the higher no, and the minister of finance ekoka UPS University of Professional Studies. I will say 650,000 Ghanaians take up about 70% of Ghana your revenue. So our challenge we see to me addressing a budget whether say a president na for aeroplane and I say Mr. Honorable Baben sika pudio free Ghana for sika na Dubai hospital. But about the American say den 650,000 Ghanaians out of 30.8 in other words now than 2% of the population spend 70% of your money year in year out now you can levy. That is beside the point. The elephant in the room in the budget the budget in the panel and they say near the 70% akotua 2% ka and busa say who are these 2%? 2% if you president, I could put messenger our bedroom. So I say, den and as you timidity, you 10 cities, be nearly 7 cities. I'm at 2%. No, and no free. So, sure, the president on a lifestyle are now, president be expensive to maintain, but I know Kufuado dear, a ducham. So I say, see, guy, a bros too much, and they don't care. Say Ubeshe Pa Oba say last week, President said the Ghana for into petrol or see what holidays or France. No call France no. It turned out say he went to spend time with the descendants of Maria Antoinette. The palace of Versailles.
Marie Antoinette no we Ghana.
There be Marie Antoinette no nikunu the former king of France. King Louis the 16th. See the palace of Versailles. Presidential palace pechepe nyafu peche na ohono muti asma make very important na nado echo symbolic to the descendants of Marie Antoinette. Now Marie Antoinette no history no ono na come see France ni nkrofo si ye pe bread ye pe pan we di na chese peche no do so te se de nanamu emu ni mu ni wa peche mu obusa nkrofo say anade na amanfo ye de na ne servant ni madam mo pe pan we di no mo nya bi ni no so and omu panu ni omu cake so because a bua for musu nti omu cake no not omu nya cake. It's the American say when Ghanaians were suffering not being able to buy fuel no, the president was on a holiday in France with the descendants of Marie Antoinette at the palace of Versailles eating cake. What you say na ye ka sasem we no no and ye pesi di ho nkomo share president ni very expensive to maintain, but that is not all about you speaker no. Speaker no so very 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 expensive. Nancy heading komo no. It turned out as speaker yare oko Dubai. Oko Dubai. Tie. Emma yesi oko a one ne family members em ye mo per diem. Tie wo ba. Speaker na e wo Ghana ha asem ne yeken yo. Speaker no no ye adwuma. A ye tua ne ka blog kese speaker no. A wo ti bungalow mu free no. On tua light bill. On tua water bill. No yare a oji ni pay na oji no. On fait bien quoi Lagos hospital na President Mahama si yene eti Ghana for ne ensan di esika esa trias esika eti wokwa won hotel pa apartment executive apartment they said the despite SCB o East Lagos no bi no and one okoda mu na Ghana for ne tua e but the person make can say nya speaker baben kwa na yes awo sa na tie se wo hwe obi ti say bi akoko board director na ye chief executive okoko board na ye can benefits apart from 72,000 cities a month. Say as you can into what midi and sana free house boy, free bongro, on top petrol, on usikenino, on tria light bill, on tria water bill. Obasani ma we na magana yan kosono. Enipa 2%. Spending 70% of our revenue. Na the tie say den kra na sade no. Den kra na sade ni sie na me ka we no mesi for mama oba. Tie. The man ya yem panyimfo no. Omunya benefits ano ene say tama British colonial occupation forces in ewa hanum no anankofo bi from colonial masters. They were an armed occupation force and omoti akonso echi asante hine ko chess eti no mo eti no dis year so now the British occupation armed of colonial occupation forces no na omo administer Gold Coast no na ye very difficult say obenya qualified people. Say broni bi a we Cambridge University bi say omra Africa emeye adwuma na ntontom mawe no nya typhoid mu enti sa position e bia DC ana we panyimu we adwuma mu we cocoa board director we say no na ya de free qualified people na ya incentive to attract qualified people to come and run this country.
Say qualified is abuso
and a cocoa board director and what 72,000 a month and a house boy and a free bungalow and a free kano your the adine co school adine medical school the adine yere ko dwom and an ono ade odamu and a wo dware swimming pool mu free or beer kula ono oba mama make we man nsi on top me hwa no ye tiare sika sini obi a eti Ghana for the American question say we the people of this country, you know, we especially the youth, you know, we got to take ownership of this country. Yet means now how Emma and Akufo-Addo mo MFC Esika and Kodjari will play more kesiye. Na speaker no we are no so speaker Sika Awoje honorable right honorable Babin said the West Yajib S Gracia since 92 to 96. Waji S Gracia you trying to your man $28 million or from to luxury car. Now what yaria of course, we have to change this situation if the budget of this country is going to be reflecting the aspirations of these people. I call this budget by the Minister of Finance a bogus budget. No, I said now here can one address it. And yet, 2% of this country population, no, spending 70% of the levy. This is all, all of this, no, it is all sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thank you.
Medase any auti ye Sylvester Sapon Soprano CPP, Director of Communications, and Ote Nenkano, Utibuse, because Oja, fire. He's on fire. Nenia Bresa Crodom. Was Walkwama Ghana youth, Ghana Mabuna Mutifia, Omunya Jumanye, and a budget, and say chepe, any day air someone.
Tina speaker. One and serious and
I speak and quite
penny for Sika or Muji. I didn't know person to light bill. It is disgraceful. I feel very sorry for these Ghanaians. Me I can make your light bill at least. Tobu to no crown woman to one city no. Yan penny for no. One went in a year daddy sano. So I tell you, to have and no Mujisika blog. Ni yakra no afa plane se Ghana ntuaka no nkoda hospital no asanse se na busuafo aka ho CMO mo per diem so na judgment day is around the corner. The people of the youth of Ghana should rise up and take their future in their own hands. Ammo here
Meda CP soprano and no Godwin ma memra also say yes mugina eniema hodo be 5 bi so NDC minority and na mo hwese say it me yes aniema no dia budget no mobeje atomo anya bia budgets na mo suppose mo reject no constitutionally mo reject
mini aba ma fa we fi the case we so na me nchia we tie phone na me ko wasem ne so tew but before me ko so no ma me nti niam ba ko mienu bi mfi one soprano make a reference to Speaker Babin's travel mint na ha enso so wastage na niema Ghana for so say enye menso so nanso no let's avert our mind to the release that the office of the Speaker of the 8th Parliament aba me sure say insentroni unsan akebi which was signed by the Speaker's Council by name Honorable Magnus Kofi Amuate was stating no ewo very well nkofo as speaker any 1 year then ekoye na yire ne ma enka ho said na soprano person
yire ne ka ho na
yes
it made house help na
but the bar first no hwe we mu they have even reduce it hwe the last paragraph before
the bar first one when the buy
no me ba hwe the paragraph the last paragraph the paragraph before the last one no me soprano ma menkasa
soprano mpacho
until let's avert our mind to that particular press release no. 2 soprano kasa na o make reference to Okujoto Ablakwa said dia Ghana fo hia a person obobo no na dia Okujoto Ablakwa can in relation to president travels na nya dia Ghana fo hia but okoya twa no sambe kan the lifestyle of the president wastage which is the same thing Ablakwa can wasema na meboa because a wastage Ghana sikana under MPP abanya na do dan kwakufa do eda no and the opposition party NDC some of your MPs raising issues about wastage and this is what you and I as Ghanaians please
if you want to stop it we challenge him to give he has a lot of cars already he should give up his
the American say soprano sometimes okasa tie hu because okasa wi a na watwa won asa make the same thing na we are against one oka say dia oka ne nya dia Ghana fo hia okasa ya na asa make the president lifestyle luxurious lifestyle or high private jet and one Ablakwa air can into so long as awaji atumu say president lifestyle no leading enye no let's support what Ablakwa is doing if you can on so lifestyle we can go there I get me we can go there because the wastage is too much. We are not in normal time. This is not the time as a president says at the high private jet. And yet the only issues are the NDC account was you raised the 2020 audit service reporter just in the year 2020. You wasted 12 billion on financial irregularities. And also you raised we have also raised the issue of recently a president so to is it US or UK are all high per diem. Need down back $58,000 US, which I have the document here. In Tianya Assembly, NDC parliamentarians raise critical issues a border on wastage. Our president in Ghana for or see entitled to bet, but he's rather wasting the taxpayers' money. Let me take another 2 minutes to do this. Minua kasa o se NDC for na your parliament 135. So what here? O se 135. I have with me here the voting and proceedings on the 26th of November 2021. Nipa eba parliament. But before I make no so no. Emre omu put up the motion. Now omu eto about speaker mo sorry omu kenkan won no. Nipa sign na wo temba ho. Na 137 anameboa on the NDC side anameboa. Until at what point now we can say 135. You see, your man no quarry and at least NDA chikakra. Nama your man look like Ghana for mutie and omu nimde. Bebre nim the same. Until now NDC for 135, 137. That's the first thing. 2. Me they say oka about voice vote. Oka chire ni say wankasa utie ye. Misumitie pa. That decision by the speaker say the nose had it no. Who say utie voice ne pa. The nose had it. Until me they say wankasa catch putting it to the MPP say wankasa utie who say the nose had it. That is the fact. And minim say Ghana for so enim. The next point na minim say me nua be catch will say o say Ghana for at twist speaker in Kenoforiata interview no car say onim sadia obetimi convince the NDC to vote on the budget no. Nka minim say ubebisa ne say what was the right thing Kenoforiata ekan because it was the fact and no ko happen ekan even chairman Sabonso any other MPP fuaka say omunim said you umbe convince the NDC to vote on the budget. Intimidua, let's get the fact well. Say Yampase, his voice was twisted and by now we issue a disclaimer on it. And can issue a disclaimer. The last issue then I'll move straight. Say the MPP tried after Omufi whoever say on person engaging the NDC it never worked. And yet true. Unim the entire on the day that is last Friday, you know. Omu a delay here before mobile the floor of parliament. There was a meeting on these same issues. They tried engaging the NDC, it never worked. They did it, they made themselves available. Only that now NDC minority as to say, and yama ye call meeting ko kan ayeno. Oba be catch the Ghana for say enuntinu machine ma bia eden assign. But to come and say who sign here another time for engagement because you know say I need more time for engagement. That means the engagement was already doing what going on. And the man we were disappointed in him. I say we will not allow because the ayawa can in area ya can in the meeting. I getting me. Let me move straight to the point. You see, Usha, the voting and proceedings happened last Friday. Edim, and there's also the other paper. Omu Esha Sudiye proceedings on the floor of parliament at Bayana. There is nothing in it. It's on Omukoye voting on recession. I getting me. To show the other paper in terms of programs and the Ombayano, the be a new womsa. That's the first thing. 2. Obi abachira obi say na MPP for any parliament on Friday be obwa. Who say as me no yeko school. The uko school. Now do school mo assistant teacher Emako register. E hona assemble. Yeko hwe di obey school and dia wanye den. One me school. Bi kura me nsem wo ha voting and proceedings of parliament last Friday. A chile say nipa 274 and then parliament. After that, the following honorable members was absent with permission. Only one person, which is Adwasafu. Until now, MPP for one do 137. Today they have been exposed.
The walkout was
deliberate. The friend filibustering style. Look at it, filibustering. Uko parliament near your channel money numbers now. That is what they did. No more numbers near and do. And even speaker even helped them. Let me tell you. I was that same morning. And I'm fly Kennedy Japan. If you am on the Ghana. Okay, I speak about 30 minutes. Some 30 minutes. I'm on close to 3 hours. No more fly some of our members about 3. If you am on the Abba. It's just that Omenya I just a farm and amba. So that was the 30 years of Muyusu. Muba kana motie for ehumu mobo akano. Mu yusu atapashi. But eso mu say that dream no mu wo meye won say omu majority no omu ni majority. And then onakasa kase ye hand parliament. There was Suboye say done this year will hang parliament.
Can say members no shouldn't think say
yes
parliament na wo say
that is it. This time na so we more of consultation than trying so many numbers in ebe bule one. Minko on the issue of the MPP 42 futuro say speaker ka say obe yusu mashad asake Ken Oforiata. Namia do me wo standing orders of parliament e wa hanom. The standing orders no e kire say they call for division who call for division. As I say, you clear the lobby. Into kind the standing orders, order 114.
Yeah.
I mean, camera. In the case of a division, Mr. Speaker shall direct that the lobbies be cleared, and upon such direction, being given, the division bell shall be rang for 1 minute.
Okay.
In the case clearing the lobby, the action is say, Obibia, unye parliamentarian. Now on council over to abano. Yeah, division, you are not supposed to be there. Nti say ye clear. Mama, yen for your agency to say, na nye only Ken Oforiata na e wo as minister or ye non MP. Na Esiama e wo ho transport minister. Na Ayoko Botwe e wo ho, na Edubu Ahin and another deputy minister. Nipa 4 na e wo ho. Are you getting me? So he was referring to Omunina. The speaker can yen say, or see if you don't comply with my directives, I shall let the marshal a conditional speech. One more Ken Oforiata din wo. Catch them so boni diana. Are you getting me? If you are not as a monsan na mode monai and nantinti mu hu dia mokeka. You see, send this simple ya basi ya twi asem wemu. Let me to show you. Uko standing orders of parliament order 112. And once I to about parliament. Now to about. Wouldn't say offense. Let me read for you. Any person who sits or votes in the house, knowing or having reasonable grounds for knowing that he is not entitled to do so, commit an offense and shall be liable for a conviction of such a penalty as shall be prescribed by or under an act of parliament. Oh wait, please. The topic never home. I mean, can wasem. What did I make an say? Into so Jempo ya bua Ken Oforiata and the other ministers. You can come with Omuda Mubeden, about to asem. Minu Kasamponu videos are coming out in Pony Trese. The first voice vote on Muya and Pono, Amuya, and a no be. But who the young Fanchon?
As Omo Grano,
yes, Amuya, and a no nibi. I get me. You see, I'm running the whole clear. Now the Omudi, every time Honey article is it 104. There, not you do number no. Material say. Registered that parliament actually say they were present. I get me. And only bibi so only bibi. The second time no mobile no. There's difference between adjournment and a suspension. The speaker suspended sitting. Now suspending is over. You resume sitting. That means a name at the fufra no mbabe. Now the air cost dada. And you suspend it and you resume. It means I say before you suspended, you know. Now what was the number? Before you put the first voice vote, you know, what was the number? No muniobi. You see, omu leadership edi wo hwembo.
Me da say.
And there's some kind of career then. Extra, but me the man no see no. The issue of Esiedun Ketia is neither here nor there. For the first time, MPP 4, omu nima die, omu kinkanya die, omu suya die, omu tie wu. Te obi the public gallery. Yensa kinansa na yatoaba. Since when? And then the word public, omuntiasie. And your baby ya magana for citizens. Tell person who follow proceedings of parliament. Now who they are a member of parliament, in the name of your constituency, you can come and sit down and follow Alameboa. Sanka ya can't say ministers nim pienu. And I come to a public gallery. They will be allowed, Alameboa. But you can't lobby, sir. You see, parliament, there were 3 places: the public gallery, the chamber, and the lobby. Which is the lobby is the direct opposite where the speaker is. Are you getting me? And as okay, the orders of the standing order of parliament, it may be on person making reference to public gallery biano, almost stating explicit. And I'm a it may be on person making reference to chamber biano, so no, almost stating explicit. There is nowhere in the public order actually say ye be to a bar. I say clear the public gallery. It is only in single cases. That's all. On unless in camera. And there's another word you see, committee of sitting. And on a clear public gallery because no you find say nyema person omo discussing of maybe security issues omo person public ne be yeden ebeti. But in this case, public gallery does not come in. Nti ye nuanom MPP for they should bow down their heads in shame.
Thank you very much. Godwin Mahama, I'll come back to you concerning the same issue. Now, Mami share messages kakra mfemwansa ya MCA. Raindorf Amankwa and was what way was it the Pen God of Ijakwa South constituency and or the Abano said there is nothing wrong with members of parliament engaging in partisanship in the National Deliberative Chamber. The presence of party whips in the House addresses the issue of whether or not the House of Representatives should be grounds for partisan party politics and not one strictly rooted in nationalism. As a nation, the deficiency and bane on our development is in our inability to draw dichotomy between our political parties' interest and the national interest. MC Apreko and was dear host. I'm listening to you live from the office of Kasi Kokos, Asokwa constituency. Giving Ghana again back to the NDC is like intentionally putting poison into our own food. I'm saying this because of what they did at Parliament House last week. Ghana will work again under the administration of His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. Pastor Michael Anti is watching us live. Dan Kwesiboche and was a good afternoon, Bapa. The thing is not LGBT. It's yo yate yedase. Inshwaba Anelka. Edway Frashama constituency. As for the minority, they can make any unnecessary noise about the budget. Yes, sir, the majority will approve the Ajenkwa budget. Ghanaians should know by now the true state of NDC evil doing, not to help move the country forward. The budget is still alive. Full stop. Stephen Boache. And also, good afternoon, dear host. Inside Wasa Ekropon, Western region, Amaga is right because the finance minister didn't go there himself, but he was invited. My regards to Honorable Dr. Oso Efriye Akoto Odoitema. President Anado, please focus every good thing that will help this country. NDC will counter with their propaganda. The budget has come to stay. Regards to Honorable Ama Ashite, MC Tema is Openyi 80 Edway Fikaswa. Being an opposition party doesn't mean you should oppose to everything by the ruling government. The 2022 Ajenkwa budget wasn't only about the e-levy. It contained hope for the Ghanaian youth entrepreneurs. As I always say, NDC are naturally born bad. They have nothing good for Ghanaians. Regards to Honorable Mavis Howard Kumsen and then MC Anita Love Obo Emisa. Openyi 80. Yeah, that's my main messages no. Is here no more answer. Now, Memra Amega was so. Say Amega. Oh, meba also meba na what the atum amame. Amega. Don't you think, sir, wait, this is the time for you to build consensus from the minority side? Na be a dear woman can so on my edge say a nearman numbi, one more empe, a nearman num, Monte as I live, you know, one much as a woman gas one which you. I'm see a sododo 1.75% in a a day. Monteso. Number 2. K2 Seketa defense you know mo fansha budget num. Number 3 Japan deal no munyi frim omo beso am bete Japan nka kra afi wo mo say benchmark value and also mo mama dia ne aka energy we no so monte so so munyi frim na wo mo honto wo mo munyi ni say ba bia sese mo dun mu gina nkwantanan so munyi ni say this is the time for you to build consensus na anka mu meet each other halfway.
Mama me da se mama nti we nso mfiri hote emra me nua mahama akasa no make key statement say
okay
the members of parliament was 274. Mami te okọ parliament na okọ chiro udin wo attendance book nim na ofri parliamentar it is still captured that you came.
Yes,
it is still captured that you came. Even enne okọ parliament say ya obi any preliminary ho but omako church from in attendance book.
Some about which means you were present when the voting was done.
Which means that
because your names were there.
That is what I'm saying, say. We as NDC MPP no na ye wo ho.
Okay.
Even though
you walked out.
You walk out.
You were present.
That is same with NDC at the time when we are saying they were 135. Because omo nipa mienu na betwere omo din.
I won't say according to order a year MAAME ekita MAAME to moye 137.
Sa vote we you dey buy ye. It is telling us that voting now omo ye no. These were members that were present by the attendance book.
Oh, how?
No, I mean, manufacture. So, Uba, we capture. So, okay, these are the members that have attended.
But someone him say there are times if your government policy be or more, share adia to more over not minority said there be the ecosono yempene it the work out, but still you go ahead and pass it.
Mami, and America say, a baby see question here will be Sami so. If you have an overriding majority, then you don't care about what happens when the minority side is walking out of parliament. Because constitution na almost standing order rules rule 109 you will still beat the more than half of members. So assuming I have some kind say you were a nipa 140 in our parliament and now these things wouldn't have happened.
It is 137 no crown in this
Mommy,
rejection
you see what it is they say omu half onko tu nche me baby a ekire yen say omu ndu half okra no a ye betumi age atum dia ye adwuma omu ndu half. The reason why in a speaker akoni Facebook wall to just explain to us that the members were 138 so that some ya 138 dia and ye dia mo ka se constitution no kra no machine trase ma moja gina ni tiri mo no enya no kra because they were 138. So this is the issue. Once you get all these things going, it is telling us that he the speaker knows that the oyeno wanyan wone kwan so. But in all that mame obiano say yase odi kokromoti kwa yase a
ya de sotoro ne
jaw kwan ena sa wo yire won nsam bebre so a ye boom. We need to build a consensus with our other brothers. Now you making sure say Ghana in a yeshe. Mame Osha emro mu introduce VAT. When they were introducing VAT, we said that it was way too much. Yani omu husu ya demonstration. They reduced it to 12.5, but they still passed it. Omu passing omu sanko fast I get fine way levy no by 2.5. And omu de count the year 15%. Until when we added NHRS and then it moved to 17.5%. We are not saying say you introduce 1.75 levy and no a train and yadi ayenya hu bibia. We need to build a consensus. Ake energy mo say yen konko negotiate ni yen famra mo anka se yen conclude negotiations no enti the fact is that yen koye ni yen famra enti sa ukoye renegotiation san be hu yen ni ehwese beji atomu a asan na ade ahyem. It's understandable. Mami ade be magana akọ nanim na yen nyina temamufu no because obi wo han mo won kran ha kofodu akra won tu kwan ko hoda ne die nkran han ba bia watu kwan akontem pa eye bia wo twoko ne waba adenta wawie. So no it behoves on us that we would need to understand na oka party a eye pro omo dwen amobrofo ho a NDC dey so monu amobrofo ho. All our policies has been poor related. Your dream amobrofo ho enti whatever it is, and then we can never say mame BIAMAH and mienu in the building government when you want to collect taxes, when you want to have revenue. It is taxes, any external borrowings, and there be a grants, kakra beba. It automatically when you have more, so when to me I'm mobilizing internally, you have to go out there and borrow. And more so, no, if you don't want, then you have to look at other means, ube to me the enhance or tax generation. Most people, emra yadi we ne buy no, osha enipa etua tax do opan ye nyina wo greater crowd. Okọ other regions no a enipa few pen etua omo mu tua taxes ni nyina so other regions no, aye corporate institutions no. So the indirect tax payers no, we are not taxing them.
It mujidi say ya fasa 11 no so na betumi ama obia contribute.
Mami obetumi anya obia contribute. Soprano, history na babe my antipacho. Edu on manadi yako history school any problem. Mami, the issue is The introduction is a problem. The problem is that they are saying, say, the rate of introduction, send your mode bano, eso. Monko ye hu adwuma na monte so. Mami eye negotiation.
Na mo tia sa na bia mo withdraw na mo twen de ba ya ansa na.
Mami e na make say omo ma finance minister kwan. Emma oba floor of parliament ni engage members no.
Ah we bia that time no nka e ho no.
Mami you see e na make sure say wo yiri unsem pampin a ye boom. E na more so no can who say all the member of parliament no they represent a constituent. And the constituents no the omo kano in the yes of the year juma. And let me be frank with you. It would not have even surprised you, say, even members within Yaya party, a been standing on the fact that yenteso. And even if we have had our 137 plus the independent candidate 2-1, because you need to build a consensus within your party and out of your party.
It is here, you know, as Nyame Adwana omo eba betnasia. Are you expecting some of the revised budget in eba?
Mami say the revised budget in eba. It means that then you need to withdraw what is there, and then go back and come and lay another one on the floor of parliament. Except that, sir, avenues no the amount. You need to come and give the explanation. And then be able to see, say, okay, when you say, Sadia, we would about, okay, we bet me and say, then you are doing some amendment out of it. And my media may feel say, Nina negotiations. And then you be ya Ghana for who beton. Budget ye be ye say, ye be making sure say mebunu ebenye sikadia ye juma. And as apart from that, there are several other interventions. Usha, mame emra na President Kufuor abemuno. Okofa free maternal health care di buy. Efi engresi ene de buy. Emra wo fi aban mu no. Ye nuan mu ndisi fo. O mantumi anto aso. Because omunim se ne yeye no. E no matumi ato aso. Enti ye ma me no mo kokko we no. Afa de no mu henia e poto mo ho. So enti no ye buy ye si free SHS. Ye de ba mo si ye ntumi nye. But the implementation though if it has not been easy. Mami, because it is our baby, we are making sure that the baby stands on its feet. Not you throw the baby and the dirty water away. Sana near this school feeding ba it was same. It made me feel say, "Jani omo betanase, jani omo bekasa." Na ya making sure say nyina no eye Ghana for na omo ho beto won wa. Ni ahwe kwan ya Ghana for betumi but eye den a eye se tax no yaje.
That's it. Amega Kujo Kafui and Oten and Kana NPP National Communications team member and on my member soprano.
Oba Mr. Wa so medawasi bebre na asem na ye ka no. Very very important say Ghana for no. Ye be careful say ye ma New Patriotic Party. Any National Democratic Congress no. Omombe hijack budget conversation this year. It is not about the e-levy.
Don't you think, sir, most CP before say ya be famous is as a morning the next government a mobile be the same photocopy thing.
No. We have said, say, your issue statement. Because all your way. Okay, your statement, no. General Secretary Nanaya Jantwa, issue statement. Yes, say.
Oh yeah.
The government, you support to state-led. We don't support this thing. But about the feel say, I was by no. Creating human to say state farms and now no pay American say a pure water and bottled water business no you bet me in year managing a year I mean a big chunk of forecast more than Nabco Sikana edema boys no money here so but about the person make say oh say a MPP for President Akufo-Addo party ebe jina ho catch say the problem now a face Ghana no e say wo muntimi ngege taxes and na nkofo kakra bi na tax will crum her. Excuse me, and you know, and I ain't me in yes, mu mine. It is a big lie. Or say we should call a spade and no credit. About
is it not true, sir? A lot of people are not paying tax.
A lot of people are not paying taxes, but that is not the reason why you ain't me in this guy. Nkofono muntia taxes about ayo hientra. So who needs to for the most part. But
there are private entities that profit, but they don't.
Maybe actual. Tama President Donald Trump, any at that time no candidate Joe Biden debate for almost first debate so be president no Donald Trump can say be to me team so I say or say Joe Biden no enum no lawmakers in the make law no so I say and no as a business person no he's finding the best way to navigate it. It is obey me navigate na law no man kwan se mo ntua tax a enya ne fault enya natural law no so I say enti the American say enya me responsibility ideally no enipa de o se nka so anu aye papa but e was say IRS for na kwa hwe nipa no kwaji omusika say IRS for ntimi kwaji omusika ya to Land Cruisers amomo etititi air condition office etu omusika nyafu amuji per diem etiti bungalow mu free no mu kwaji sika na who is to blame? Is it the citizen? So waba me hono akamaka say mintua nobody likes to pay taxes if free Jesus time no what I say this is a tax collector no oba na waba be kire say the intel say mintua no wagwa de but oba the American say the problem they face Ghana for enye e-levy no eye say nipa public sector workers no 2% of the population no spending 70% of the revenue. Sa challenge no say yes solve sa challenge na e bring inflation down. A mad dollar no stable. Me say Minister of Finance no it is very lazy. Say oba be jina ka so obi phone call and a phone transaction into a ginisika. I've told you last week make I say phone transactions no Momo no.
Anya momo kwa bank transactions.
Yeah, and electronic transactions. But the momo, you can momo tax. So I say Ghana na uka obi ehu. Sa momo no e shahye wo East Africa. Meka kafu is meka history. We need to know where we are coming from in order to know where we are going. It is a wo answer question and one my background baby a free but who year baby a year cro. Me see momo no started wo East Africa. Okay. It was led by one professor in Ndulu. NDULU. Bonnie Ndulu, former governor of the Tanzania Central Bank of Tanzania. He is the guy almost started in Pesa. Ewo Kenya and Tanzania, Uganda money ade. And omo di enim kan. And omo research. And omo who say, look, although mobile phone amount for use no, bebre no, there is the issue of omo di intimate the American is over. East Africa, for example, you find a benchmark and use no West Africa. And they are saying, say, only 15% of people on Mukras phone, no, and put electronic transactions, no, beat me a tax, no. What I say, it is not as if so be a mobile phone in TS, sir. Now, we know any person who are going to have 100 cities, said about Momo, 1 million. But there are no non channel. The year can say that is not really the core of the problem. So, but by the way, now I can say East Africa for no my who say, what the tax at Momo so are retrogressive and mwasa. But they are not taxing it. The Uganda wanted to do it. It didn't work out. So I say, but the main question is say, or more dodgy the real question, MPP for the NDC for the past 40 years, no, me say, every year, it increases the public sector budget bill, no. And yes, it's a question, it's 70%. So, okay, yeah. Tama President MAAME, a leader of this country, a few years ago, no. Or loan our World Bank na say IMF no almost more than more unfair or public sector honum because you spend too much money ho. It's about media American say it is very lazy for anybody to be finance minister no general case oh ya hu sen crofo say this yanyi momo no challenge no ask people from ke o honuma ya be ya say we find out how come say ya gigi 10 cities bia wo krom ha ya dey mu 7 cities e ma 2% of the population. Yeah, 30.8. Now you have 650,000 public sector workers. No, spending 70%. They wish for me. Person motias yes say you did see the dubia. Omu first see so why? Such challenge no. See it me resolve wa. Ya hu beto yen we kroma. Enye ni say bia say obi ntua tax. Tax na nkrofo ntua no is because of ohia bubro na aba bestra Ghana for no. Eti omuka say Minister of Finance or say government workers and our corporate side and the taxes. Oba so in case say won hwe hu ya me my analysis no e kroma no ba bia government worker bi ewo no ohun na ska akra wo enti akra na ska wo pa na wo de akokuma ase takra de sa akopie say ukopie ekura bi ase na teacher ni ba akokra wo ha ho yes ne ba bia teacher ni nie because 70% of every money that we collect near the 10 cities near the 7 cities akwa the right honorable office of the Speaker of Parliament now omo spending extraordinary sums of money in the name of working for Ghana near the Sikana Koma president expensive aeroplanes any lifestyle eating cake with the descendants of Maria Antoinette no most pendi esika so near the Sikana Koma cocoa board director near man house boy garden boy kuku everybody obi anu asanji ska oyare na Ghana asako he no eti adwuma oye adwuma no oji pay epedien so chief director see he me papa no a top civil servant asma making bongro house boy garden boy so anyone we have experienced it before and I think it's unnecessary it's the core challenge let's not economists omujina honum around the world IEA 4 no omujina I'm challenging them. The issue is not whether the e-levy is high or not. The issue is that 70% of every money we collect is going to 2% of the population. It is creating a dangerous oligarchy in this country.
Thank you.
That is the real challenge of our time.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sylvester Sapon Soprano, Director of
Time Ketasi Defense. Briefly, me touch on that.
2 minutes.
Just 2 minutes. Ketasi Defense. That problem has been with us for ages. Now a unique challenge we say Ghana 40 as YST oba inframa and the tidal wave never now inframa na free hen briefly no inframa no tama we as planet near was no we say turning around them a day and night he can on its axis he can on its axis at a speed of 1040 miles an hour now my a day and night but at the same time he can on its axis no it is orbiting the sun. Then 365 days at a speed of 67,000 miles an hour. So two movements and a primary cause of wind. And then I could so movement way. But from any faster now, and also a flat, any desert no so near the born from any sana cracks and I said baby we are a swap papa to say East African Rift Valley, to say Volta River valley Volta River corridor no. Keta honum team from any bar at the force echo Volta River corridor at the tidal waves ba now Keta force ENCC defense war mom a very important here by mom but I say Keta for ni Ghana for ya where say San Frama Kesia na ekofa Keta honum no it goes up the estuary the Volta River estuary na move at very high speed and it causes evaporation so evaporation no ends up with the precipitation of salt at Ada. It is a yesi wall no ewo ketania when the engineers are when ya ye besi wall no na Ada for nsu nyanchene. Apart from that nye CPP for no because we are a scientific socialist party no ye hu say ye betimi e de 9,900 wind turbines esi ho wind turbine say who taking 120 meters tall na the blade no 85 meters wider e betimi ma 3 megawatts of energy. But bottom line is a bit more produce all the time wind energy of about 9,900 megawatts. Say see again about 2,000 to 3,000 megawatts. Oh, it's Ghana for the air can say oh.
It's Diana mobile not come on move keta for free ho and
there be a balancing act. I was say engineers no but I was here the science and technology a tackle situation no because the poverty gap no. We are the science. Yeni see dam no. Yeni see oil refinery no. Yeni see atomic energy. Okay. We are a scientific socialist party and we give solutions to the people of Ghana so that everybody can have work and happiness. Thank you.
Honorable Sylvester Sapon Soprano and I mean say the scientific man and now the technologist and what's in Ghana. My memory was Godwin, as I say, what do you expect the speaker to do? And because they say only the final authority. What expectations from the speaker?
Yes, the issue of speaker Facebook, no. Me say me nuya come out, what responded to it? But later me can be an fake abom me ba you see
ya no mo ya na mo da
me ba
mo ya ne ba afa ni pa
no
na mo se loopholes e wo mo pe na mo di fake abeto so both sides
wait me ba ka asem bi a kire o me ba ka asem bi a kire o me mint na ha en defend whether anokware and enya anokware but me can say at another breath that we read ye no there's another breath that ye fake abo ebi nso ho nti see ano you see ano edan wait see no me ka some na and I think say obetima say you see my kind dia na fake mbo ho and my kind dia fake ye den ebo nti the issue is that
the same thing
dia hin na ye no kware no yes the same thing dia hin na ye no kware no are you getting me nti no and am pesa me magana fo ati ase say at a point in time no or say saade no is not emanating from him na enya ni Facebook war na saade no ewo that's the first thing eba please two minia can or make issue about the same quorum issue
okay
and or make reference say the American just a register say okay so okay I mean this is one question now you a member of parliament now be sign say waba now pie kwa abonten now ko di nyamransem na say police so mechiwa obeka say na wo parliament
and you obeka
into obeka de na wo parliament
because
you see
register say
that is it into one register kwa de wo hobby but the issue please me ba but we don't know the wait
but don't say me can bibi me ba o me can bibi say say government the policy be eba parliament na bia one of the sides ebo nyoso ni ade de obeka bia obi antie esan say ba akodo so sen ba akonti no one more capitalize on it na fe when ma work out here and some pass editum
we nya ba number you see ya the mran na ye adwuma the constitution of Ghana and the standing orders of parliament mama what you say emra parliament what they did was they suspended sitting anameboa wa adjourn sitting before obe suspending not the first motion had been passed
okay
ama the deputy majority leader are calling for division Mami Kanchiro, order 113. Was when the question has been put by Mr. Speaker at the conclusion of the debate, the vote shall be taken by voices, yeah, and no. Provided that Mr. Speaker may, in his discretion, instead of declaring the result on the voice vote, call for a head count. Until that's a division. 2. Also, a member shall call for a head count or division if the option of Mr. Speaker on the voice vote is challenged. Until now, Honorable Afenyo Markin say or calling for division. Are you getting me? Until in the case of a head count, the Speaker shall take the vote of the House by calling upon members who support or oppose this decision successfully to raise in their places. The fifth one, I had or say a member may vote in a division even if he did not hear the question put. And the fifth one is a member is not obliged to vote. In as much as we are calling for division, and your share say obetwaba. But the process still must do what? Must go on. When they calling for division or calling and now or fear or central region, no or winiba. After the market or calling division, no or chamber and answer no one in constituency. No or chamber nim anameboa. Into a division no call live for no. And the national speaker, a year the obey no. Yet to a bano. Not the majority there was 137 million majority. And Parliament must really look at this. Ye need majority on the floor of Parliament. Who can Article 104 or see at least half? And ye not half in Parliament that because half 137.5. And as human please mathematically current state of our 8th Parliament, you know, ye not half. A hang Parliament. Ye not half that mathematically. 137.5.
When Rebecca says speaker no practice legality.
No, what
because
what illegality
is not up to.
Yeah, mama ana makanya kire say emre afenyo marking a calling for division no. Up speaker started say or put it into motion the process for division. I man calling say wo a onya MP. And say oto aba into fi chamber nim no. Na 130 I think 135 or 36 MPP MPs no mo ho 137 NDC MPs no mo ho. So the process had begun. Machiro said speaker as suspended sitting. It is also suspended adibina oba you resume it. That means that the process had already begun. And I suspended and resume. Are different from adjournment. That is why I share the vote and proceedings of parliament. You indicated on the day 26th of November, which is last Friday. Nipa no more parliament here 74. Obi a wa Mbappe ya Adwasafo. Machira say MPP were practicing the FNO filibustering, a tactics to distract processes. Because now omu ni numbers na Adwasafo ni ho. And I want him say on the standing orders say ya two aba na ye tempe a we assume say adena ye to so aba no ya bo ato atwene. So they were even afraid say ebe ye tempe because the independent, you know, back or two Obama went more or less, no, more or less, no, over replace Adwasafo. Into Anka Yebenya 137, and pair Omurunu, Unani pair, it's assumed say ya boat motion at watching it. So they would have still gone and come back. You don't need any option, say, Ombe putting up this immatured behavior of theirs. I getting me? Into they should rather talk to a majority leader or allow my first time MP I only even 1 year on the floor of parliament could tell Obi already more than 20 years on the floor of parliament say, I'm sorry. As if someone is school kola.
That's what kind of sorry.
It tells you how junky they are. And I'm sorry. And I'm saying, okay, mature sign. But you see, yeah, because experience a be agadano. And once I'm committing Jama the first time MP who Nino knows nothing when it comes to parliamentary proceedings. So Nimumpa, on your vested in it, on your well experienced. No, all chile experienced people like Mensa Bonso, after your markings, Dompre, I'm sorry, sacking them. They have heard. It's better say Omobe quell it down because we have hang parliament. No more engagement. The next point, meaning I care about taxes. You see? Ghana food in our name, NDC for you stand on taxes. We are not against taxes. Okay. And you see, buffalo. Na me niaka say you hear taxes to develop the country. And me na John Mahama introduce taxes. Or the best hospitals, or the best acquire Ghana for, or the best developing our schools. No, must and yet taxes na yebedi. Okay. Because it's a lazy man approach. As super John Mahama said, he's being wicked, he's being insensitive. And the sample for we are they are glorifying what 4 or 5 years ago they spoke against. Moba benwe musu, min chan trasika banwe nya makachero. Oka tax revenues, borrowing na close to 500 billion. Abanwe nya skasi aban bia, oya money omonya si aban bia. Are you getting me? And numpona ya dia mamono. Sika ben amodi aye over 500 billion no mu di amodi aye but mu ka kire say 7 billion na mu beji efi mi maame a man ejuma ye me brado wie university man ejuma ye obi o pay ejuma ye obi o da bonten na so onya kakra na so de soma at least o de send ne maame e de ato edura no ma o se o gino tax wo so no that 7 billion no then na mu betimi di aye because your maamo about 500 billion. But you see, this budget, to be frank with you, yaka any individual interest. And for the interest of this country, MPs are rejected. First, the issue of the tidal wave. Because NDC and share the building of the sea defense in the year 2015, phase 1, Mwaba, Munyasika, complete the phase 2. Ghana Mwaye Din, Neme Mwaye Din, COVID aman, Numa say. Inti nkofo nyeska kakra ye benya bia no so no mo se mo beti mu ba o me tax of 1.75 and you see yam pinisu because timemu fo ye den ebre the last one me man we say ye ejapa eneme no ka say get fund esla aban we di ni nyina akosi awo a sasika na waji nyina no ye hu dia odi aye den odi aye inti ye see ejapa royalties no so mo di kosi awo a it will be wasted, so we're not going to allow you to use those monies.
That's it. And now see Godwin Mahama, NDC National Communications Team member, and no Kwame entry Edway for new Aplaku. NPP, we are harvesting what we sowed during the 2020 elections. Let's stop blaming Bagwin and the NDC for what happened in Parliament last Friday. The blame must be on ourselves. Have we soon forgotten about our skirt and blouse voting and our parliamentary moles who voted for Bagwin to become speaker? We haven't seen anything yet. Speaker said, I have the power to call the marshal to forcibly take you out. Yo, yate. I am Kwabena Freedom, also called Billy Who, from Anyako. The time Nana was in opposition giving big promises, I thought within 1 year this country would be okay. About 5 years now, the country is rather sinking. In Shwaba and Elka, as for the minority, they can make any noise about the budget. Yes, so the majority will approve the Ajenkwa budget. So they about. Madam, good afternoon. Ghanaians, we need to pay our taxes well if we want our country, Ghana, to develop. My regards to Wabna Paul Amenin. We free Ejakwesi or the free Asaman Kese and what they buy. Mystic Wonder in Sawam Adweji. The incompetent Nanado should stop the luxurious lifestyle, extravagance, profligacy, and stop living like Arabian king at the expense of the poor Ghanaian taxpayers because he promised to protect the public heirs. And also Ede Abba. Good afternoon, MAAME BIAMAH. Please ask Honorable Okojeto that the President Akufo-Addo asked for supplementary budget within the year because the Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Alban Bagben, said if he has spent over $600,000, it's part of his package. So we Ghanaians should not say anything about his travel. So if Nanado is spending within his budget, what is wrong with Mr. Okujeto? She should stop his hypocrisy. Mr. Tai Edway, if we golf estates and or they buy him. Nana Kriya Moabuati Ablikuma Central, and as good afternoon, BMZ1. NDC is not the alternative for Ghanaians. We should trust NPP to move this country to the promised land. Mr. BIAMAH, I don't blame NDC MPs. So I'm blaming my NPP supporters who voted skirt and blouse and our leaders for imposing their favorite candidates on us. Manauba Stephen Pantan Village. And Odifri Ebaye and come Foster Edway free Achim Ayurebi. And also we live in a country whilst we always depend on government for roads, school building, hospital infrastructure, even common washroom. I totally agree with the government for payment of taxes, the levies. Okay, yate wonka ewo home. Positive change, Edway free Medina. Honorable HMN Sabunsu must be told that he is still not a spare parts dealer as one Megzi to continue blending parliamentary rules to that of his boat and not business. He has outlived his usefulness and must accept reality. Yo, yate. And also so no. Salisu Setre from Power, Uti region. And was anybody who fights the Ajenkwa 2022 budget is indirectly fighting the progress and development of Ghana and the Ghanaian youth. Approve the 2022 budget for the progress of Ghana. Hashtag Ghana first. Hashtag protecting the legacy. Hashtag forward together. And also Ediaba. Senior, no matter what the NDC MPs will do, still the budget will be passed, and they can't do focal. Greetings to Engineer Lai or Die, Abele and Edway if you know why and or they buy. Munkala Jonas, not CBMC, trust me, no one will ever cuddle or persuade the minority in parliament prior to the approval of the budget. They can even hey, that's the way they are too. Achana was for the Ede Abahe. Wafake Edway for new plan station, also because of propaganda. NDC will continue to stay in opposition till thy kingdom come. Greetings to Honorable Moses Abo, JFK, and Honorable Titus Glover. Okay, my main messages no is here no man. And a quick one, way. Yeah, quick on LGBT bill. Yeah, Raj boss. Ababon Tensai bill no dear. In its current state, a breach on fundamental human rights. The Constitution. LGBTQ plus bill ya de ebe no a breach the fundamental human rights the constitution mo entine se wo mo di tomu a o se ebe yi bete madwuma e ka wo madwuma hye Raj boss asemi the free soprano
ai mini aba da se na panyin order charge no so ye da na se so na so can say or say a bill in the city no you know it's unconstitutional and that's what to mean fine
human rights violations
but penny no so wa che na adwene or penny mu parliament for no almost some we are very competent almost a legal staff almost support almost the trauma laws no nti penny no wa che na adwene lord wo no fu say we nya no correct no obi aba no abebo agu ayinyasa ni baako 14 nti but ohima ti o he ne kra ne de o ho ana waka to ho Ghana for na nya by this time ye ba be di nkomo about bema bi o person ne yonko bema ko che nwurem toilet bi so yes anyoma no yeah asema ye ka no yeah oba but you can very important
because me ambasa uya adwuma na so akwa sa de we abede yare abeto so ahusika nyina wahwera mana so
oba me no ya adwene
at the end of the day it is going to put a lot of pressure on our health facilities.
Sure.
Yes,
sure.
Health facilities.
What
you say? It must be talked about.
Well, about so what kind of health facilities now? I mean, no, it gives me pause. And I'm here concerned because Ghana, I said the health issues, no, serious. Your leaders, no, and no kruma. So we honorable Babin, say, yare, no. And a wafa aeroplane and a Ghana for 2 years and what the aeroplane you called Dubai. Then they come in. It's a hospital now, President Mohammed Si will go on just one pair. Kwalebu yenye ya kwa nchecho eni nyema no this year no call Dubai radin yankopon na Ghana for yenye aduane nie and a speaker no wako hospital wo Dubai Abra hospital wo Ghana ha yenye na yeko and I mean the kumi ni say me see situation na yen Ghana for ne story a ni afa bi a speaker ana president ana chief executive or ayi oman ya adwumam na ye tua ni sika pochi ye tua ne ka kese pa oyarea na yen ya sa akɔhɛ no na ya sama na house boy ni ama na house girl me say abusia the reason why we are suffering as Ghanaians no enye budget 11 no say enipa 2% spending 70% of our resources so situation no economists no they are running away from it all those so-called members of the IEA almost economists akese enra na metie honorable Dufour former governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dufour, we want him to give us a solution to why are this 70%, 10%, 2%. Can you thank Commander? You paid your money, 2 foot rogu. So as I say, we want the president to tell us why is this situation pertaining. Adenti ena ye tua ye mpanyin foka sika kukudam kese no mu wie na mpa fe light bill kwa muntia. I challenge the leaders of this country to at least start paying light bill for Christ's sake. Say light bill, omuntia light bill, omuntia water bill. Omajisi oba manu sia no no. Ometua sika kese ye tua moka. Omoji pedi omokoda hotel cry ye say tua moka ansa ne ato aduane am omo. No omuntia light bill. Dabi oba osi esi subio omuntia water bill. What you say? Dabi no I'm trying to tell it's saying it's Yamagana for 9 say 70% 70 na me papa na ye adwuma me small boy me ko kan papa say mo nya adwuma but it was not a good thing say nipa na yeti Ghana no ye tete ye gigi sika 100 cedis a near the move 70 cedis no am nipa 2 per. This situation is untenable. And Ghanaians, the youth especially, it is the reason why you don't have jobs. And this is the time for you to join the CPP now so that we can change this situation.
Thank you very much.
Mama. Minuaba. Which I agree with him. Minim say Ghana for bebre so ene ne be ya adwen. Adwen ni say Okasa said their own solution is let's call for constitutional amendment. President, please. Because Oka said then constitutional amendment, no. Ghana enye buga state. Anameboa. Eye mraman. Bibia ye bia odwin say emfa mra so no. Court wo ho. Bibia bia onim say ewo ye constitution ma edi ye nya no. You call for an amendment. Dia ye betima ye no. Dia eye entrench no. Na ya final referendum. Na ye dia ye. Dia enye on entrench no. Na ya share parliament amama den. Omoye minim say under the NDC led by late Mills constitutional amendment committee and the committee you know the findings aba the SME no ye say let's push the government of the day to implement them anameboa. So that is the solution too. You see on the issue of health issues ayami they say who call the area of health John Mahama is one of the good presidents.
Meka in connection to LGBT.
No, Meko. You see, on the issue of health, every single hospital be a John Mahama see, you know, aye ultra modern. Who call Legon Hospital? Yeah, they compare African hospitals. Who call Bank of Ghana Hospital? Yeah, they compare some of the African countries' hospital. Who call friend is saying. this trade for us to hospital when saying Gapoa hospital and also the same thing. Uko Rich Hospital, Greater Accra Regional Hospital, and also the same thing. There was some of the hospital and net John Domani Mahama Siya. The Akane say you better on my day. Egum.
The entire health bem when they say now soprano LGBT.
Don't worry, Miss Meko.
See a giant Mekoswa. It is going to bring pressure.
Meko. It is Obiasi Hospital no. I so be better near me gum. No my yetimi use hospital. Na so me no yare a. Yetimi alcohol no mwahwe. Na se nipa ni nto near me gum ya. It is up to you to complain to that person. I get me on the issue of LGBT. So they are catching health issues. Already sika kakra ye wa ye de bebo ye hu bra no. Ye hu dia ye de ye. You see this country has a lot of sectors and it must be run simultaneously. Into to say LGBT asem nya asem ye se ye ka no. Asem ye se ka because related to health issues. Uka health no, now uka road no, now uka school. And also very important. I see it me see ade na anu kwan ansa na ya say Ghana ska. Thank
you.
On the stretch, my mini issue no menya lawyer. Intimi entwe na no enya den. NCFM.
Okay.
But minim say won mo ewo the committee of the constitutional and parliamentary committee. Omo nim de. Minim say proceedings is going on. The omo so say so mbe yi afim no. Edu so mbe yi. The eso mu ja wo mu no. Ombe ja but the end is that Ghana forces are trumu no. Yempe.
That's it. Amaga.
Mamiama.
Yes though.
Actually true, you need true. And you know, the father of the matter is soprano. Soprano, you actually true, you need true. Oh, yare bra, you besa yare. Mami Biama, no cry woman in say. As someone I see you when say, the air say human right, say human right. Young chain and ma your mofrano and say, and Sanya who said ye namusono and ye. And you know, Adiana and ye no, yes, Adiana is a 1 fan 2 year if free talk. And to Omoma yen I am rasa, even if there is an amendment, now ye make sure says Adia way, ye be siano. Mammy, dear, what should be only say? And pipi fo no a ye wo fie na ye hwe de ye koso no eye se omoma ye ti ase se de adu ne ye ya na ye kofa baaye ye kita 137 entena fie mfa won sampem obo se omu promo mpe budget no ebe kom eye se nyina ye kabom ne ye ne nuan mo kasa na ye tumi ma Ghana sane ye Ghana pe no omo kan ye ho ne ye de Ghana koye nim so omo anto sketem blouse anke ye koye nim Mami unu say Atiwa East. Any per 14,000 MP MAAME to aba.
Down.
Enu ti na me call constituency chairman.
I see. Great. O kwa constituency chairman. Oh, ni problem. Say wonu ya ba e wo nwun kromu a. Udi mpamu da.
Me na me catch one man.
Bita wachi. Ah.
Yefa ni sister nne ye parliament. Unta speaker ni yo. Into one of the deputies and better as speaker. Into grant MPP phone na wo na nne NDC for ebo ekote like they don't even step into the chamber. Would they go ahead and vote?
No.
So they are on this because the information meetings is here and say some of the MPs are in the chamber. Okay. Not a single NDC MP. You see, they should come down. No,
because one your homework here, and then now about 137, you were 167.
Yes,
67.
No, yes, 68. No, because we were 106.
165.
Yes,
165, right? And I'm also was 106.
Yes, near 106.
What is it? And this says, a band is saying, I'm not Nasia, nothing.
Parliament. First deputy speaker, my no share independent candidate, no man, the second deputy speaker. And an independent candidate so near Bayajuma. Say so much you know every move. Oh, be a quaternion sitting this one.
You say, Asama Okano. There's a obey in mind and they say, I didn't see you. Who are some out here? What can we do? But mpanyinfo no mo MPP a ISS omo di omo hu eba fem no at least omo ye sober no omo engage no omo ye won ade are not ready to engage
me that say
academic exercise
omo create
I was here for the discussions in Yinabesi Asedan Koma Kafi Kujo Amega NPP National Communications Team member Godwin Mahama NDC National Communications Team member and a Sylvester Sapon Soprano CPP Director of Communications and Auto Wamokano Mesemo Adaroma me be telephone lines na atumutau na mafa telephone calls no ekakra na mefa kakra na fe yede ahome dwumadie ni nyina eso entu betimi afra 0302243540 hello.
Hello, Mami Biama.
Good afternoon, Pachodi ni baby Afrefi. Yeah, see you.
This time, next year, the same. We have what that is doing. They said there is this. They say in this in the city and panel. Mami Biama, me pacho, me don't hear you. So, Mami fine. This is in now or Kazaki said you said you for Muma Abemuda. Now we are the new people or Ghana Haringe. Will you be over here 79? I am our Muku or yet your memoir, support was there. If we London, Titan will pay more, Titan Mammy Ugana, or Casa said, your mountain.
May I say, also corner or before front so Emra, hello.
Hello, Mamma.
Good afternoon, Pachodi baby Afrefi.
1D1.
It's your 1D1F.
And this is Chiagana. Kodia and Chiano. Aviana. And we are now can say MPP for almost ya, almost near my ya, and then you say, oh, and then they say, the Abessian, fan a pet, and a Hamadan, a son of just from Ron's time. Budget depend on Ron's yay, in all the parliament, and the MPP getting there too.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Hello.
BIAMAH.
Hey, on your penny, good afternoon. Oh, Mofanchame.
Nisha Collins near my incoming treasure and
okay.
Now, CPP no owner of Freno. Name what the Monty Homa, a Chirabosum, Kwame Nkrumah, ex-president Kwame Nkrumah Dadake Musu. Monty Homa Chirabosum credit Timo. What the other day? Now, young supporters, young to your home. NDC for bar, in a Ghana heading. Opening that way, all corner, you really are no, in idea tree. Now, me party, MPP na ye. Mutrimu den, Munya Posa. Yanya, your brain, and your friend, Ayana Mwadina Musikani Ebeji. One near Echo. Mostly 2024. Say when I'm on the 2024 there.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, yeah, that's it. Unia Penny Evans. Hello.
Mami Biama.
Good afternoon, Pachodi baby Afrefi.
Up to now, earlier, I phone and meet
for you too.
Mami Biama, Mami Chia Commissioner, Anna, Miami Senior, or Casati, man, Chianpa. Omukwana, Commission, 6 months, you know, maybe white people, no matter. Mami, he is a brother and the Cassia, and he can say. And now put up Musa, maybe so can slow. It is sticker all 2 points here. What the economy in the fire now the best. Oh, women can grow Ghana. Now, Mania Ghana have a count Ghana for Ghana for 180 Ghana for.
May I say, for may I say, pass, I want so to me, a fray, yes, a honey, I did you, Medina, ya demo SCA, I made our say, will be out to me, Fred, when ya, Quenya, Etia, Biara, made our CP. Miss Sorry Swede, and not just Ola Michael or Baba J. January Gentata, Eddie Yakufia, Sedan Coma production crew, Joe Damia, Domac Jerry or Sajima Frema, a bank. Nana ya safo wamada Ramon Bobo and Semina no edema me SM BAMAH BIAMAH BIAMZE 1 me metena dwumadie no eti na minichia me ewo ho obebia onya akwanya etie yen yada munyina se emamommo enitie enchi akese pa enkoma miankasa me papa ono aboboache agiako daddy mefro pa mefro minim se me do kai owe you and I will have to make it up to you. Iti mechiao ene ewie baby a wo bia ɛna Nana Ejenim Boateng, Managing Director of that PC adwumako no ano. Mema Obia, good afternoon.